We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about going through your feelings and coming out the other side.
Hopefully in one piece.
On what planet is it okay to talk about stuff like this on a real estate show? Jill and I try new stuff all the time. We try new ways to buy property. We try implementing mailers differently. We try doing deals from deal funding standpoint with different types of personalities.
We tried communicating differently.
Why not try
We tried new recipes.
new types of podcasts and see what happens? Turns out this silly little Friday thing I've been doing, that's really more about looking inward to get your real estate career, in the end, get your real estate career on track and where it's supposed to be going. I get more email on this than like all the other stuff combined. I got some really interesting stuff last time on the last one. Actually, you got one. I'm not sure if you were copied on it. I'm sure you were. About leveling your career and leveling and consistently sending out mailers, even though you're like doing a bunch of deals, you still got to do a mailer.
I don't think I saw that one. That's cool.
I'll show it to you. It was a huge compliment.
Oh, good.
Actually, I was planning on talking about it on the Thursday show.
That's cool.
Before we get into it, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Ellis asks, I've been trying to deal in rural vacant land on the eastern half of the country, and I found the lack of data to be an issue. I've concluded that having access to sold comps are key to determining true retail value. Does anyone know of a reliable source for sold comps? I've found that full arm's length sales data in RealQuest Pro and Title Pro is hit or miss. Many of the arm's length transactions are investor transactions which further throw off my analysis. Any help is appreciated.
This is a great question. It's one that really centers around pricing, like many questions. If you are not a member, or even if you are a member and you want access to incredibly awesome and accurate sold comparison values in almost any market, go to Redfin and choose land and choose the zip code or the county that you're interested in. And if you scroll all the way down on the right, you'll see you can actually choose how long you want the past sold comparison values, in 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. And if you want to include for sale property, and then hit download. It's an incredible resource. I use it all the time personally, and it's free. It's free to anyone. So that, to answer your question, Alice, that's the deal. You can get sold comps there. As far as this notion of, oh man, I got a bunch of sold comparison values and I think they're bogus. How can bogus comps be, it's garbage in, garbage out. If it's input, then it's real. So if you talk to any one of our members, you take the weird stuff at the top and the weird stuff at the bottom out. You only want, think of a bell curve. You don't want that stuff that's on the bottom or the top that are going to throw off a real good number. Number one. Number two, if you've watched the Cash Flow from Land program and the new one, Land Academy 1.0, you're always supposed to price at the bottom of the market. So if the median price per acre and whatever you're looking at is $1,000, and on the super low end it's $300 or $400, and on the super high end it's $2,000, you don't take 70% of that $1,000. Take 70% or 30% or however you're going to price it of that low ass number. Yes, I said ass, because this frustrates me, and I'll tell you why. It's not you, Ellis, at all. I'm just saying you never ever want to send a mailer out because you're a nice guy and you want to pay him a little bit extra. You want to pound it. You're not looking for pricing property to do a deal. What you're doing is trying to smoke out people who don't care about the price. And the one that they're staring at, I know my property's worth more, but I got to move to Kansas. That's what you're looking for, and that's what these mailers do. So this notion of, and you believe that for sale property is not accurate. If you choose a market based on, I wonder if this person's a member. I bet they're not.
I think he is. I'm going to go with yes because he has our two products.
Oh, okay. So
good job. Else is looking in the right areas. He started
For
in the right
sale
areas.
property,
Yeah.
I don't care where you are in the country, is a great place to start. Because that's, if a property's for sale for $1,000 an acre, you want to make sure you're going to sell it for $800 an acre. So you got to buy it for $200 an acre, or maybe even $100.
That's what I look at. At
That's
the end
it.
of the day, that's the easiest one. What's out there right now? What's moving?
Yeah.
How are they pricing it? You can do in just a few minutes go, I know what I need to do.
When
And
I
you're-
price, go ahead. Sorry. When I price property, this is land, not houses. It has nothing to do with houses. Everything I just said is entirely incorrect about houses. This is just land. This day and age now, I use both because of this Redfin thing. We didn't have access to Redfin even a couple of years ago in this really, really direct and concise way and free.
Right.
So I use for sale and now sold comps to price every land mailer we do now. And then you know what I do sometimes? And please memorize this. Now's the time to actually stop and listen. I very often just cut the whole damn thing in half and send it out and get a lot of deals back.
How's that for messing with your numbers?
Today's topic, go through your feelings and come out the other side. This is the meat of the show.
I have some feelings about that whole thing that you just did. Just kidding. A little bit of a rant. It was good.
Here's where this title came from, or I concocted this title, and it was inspired by two things. Number one, Tony Robbins did a whole talk, and I think he wrote a book on this one thing. People keep asking him, he's a motivational speaker. What's the one thing that stops people from getting what they want or accomplishing what they want or succeeding or having a good relationship or everything? And he looked at the person, or he looked into the camera, and he said, emotions and feelings. And he's right. Every single person that chooses to leave our group, and it's not very many, when we have an exit interview with them, why are you leaving? I had got a new job and I
don't have the time. We're having a baby. It's usually
what I
life
hear?
getting in the way.
You know what I hear? I have all these emotions and I have these feelings about stuff. And this just didn't, because of that, my feelings and my emotions about whatever, fill in the blank. I had a baby, I had a divorce, I had a new job, one of my parents died, whatever. You let the emotions that are associated with those events become more important than doing a freaking real estate deal.
It's true. And it doesn't mean it's any less important.
So what you need to do
It's separate.
is go through those emotions, have them, and go out the other side and get some freaking real estate deals done. Wow, that's like a loving look.
Well,
is it loving, or is
I-
it like, wow, you just wrecked our career? I can't tell.
I'm getting good at the poker face. Oh,
Do you like it or not?
I like it. It was good. We clearly do not talk about these before we sit down and record the show. So I really didn't know where you were
shocked
going
and
with
amazed.
this. Really was.
This is fun for me.
Yeah.
It's fun for any guy to impress his woman.
It's good.
I think you're a little bit impressed there.
Well, you know what? I'm impressed that you are taking the time to think about your feelings and talk openly about them and share with us what is going on right now for you that you are
Oh my God.
out of curiosity.
Dude, this is, go ahead.
Can you give us an example of what's going on with you that you need to work through and come out on the other side? I got one.
I have one too, and I'm gonna be so honest here.
Okay.
It's crazy honest.
Oh God, I hope it's not
I'm
me.
sick. We have the greatest group there ever was, and we've built since 2015. We've been building both members and staff, and I'll tell you, without exception, we have one of the greatest staff right now that I've ever had ever. So I'm real happy about that. There's about 6 members we have that I'm about to just blow my top with. And it's the vast majority of the members are like the greatest people there ever was. They send us chocolate and little notes about how great it's working out and thank us. And I'm not looking for that. Everybody's got issues with at some point in their career, and everybody needs certain things. But there's probably 6 members. Some of them are recently they're now former members. And it's the end of the 2019, so Jill and I are setting up for 2020. And that's not going to happen next year. I'm going to, at the first sign of someone being I can't say it on the air, they're going to be removed from the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I'm going through, I knew this was going to happen when we started this. You get in front of a camera. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I can deal with both of those. And some people just want to cause problems.
It's true.
Sometimes in the form of a lawsuit. And I'll tell you what, that's not going to happen anymore.
No.
So I'm having some emotion about it. I'm allowing myself to have a block of time to get mad and do whatever. If you don't even know about it, so I'm clearly not taking it out on you. And I will get through the other side and do something about it. How about you? Same question.
Okay. I'm going to be brutally honest also. I have some side projects on my plate that I have drug on way too long. You know that I'm talking about. And instead of just putting it in a schedule, making a priority and getting them done, I let them weigh on me. And I choose to spend my time on Land Academy. I choose to spend my time on deal funding. I choose to spend my time on coaching our staff, things like that, making something better, tweaking this, tweaking that. When it'll get there, maybe not as fast, but I need to, and it's what's happening to me is it's weighing on me and it's bringing me down. It's making me, at the end of the year, I'm going, here's another year that I didn't finish X. And I'm like, man, it makes me mad. So
you got to come out the other side on that.
Working through it right now.
Alcohol helps all this, by the way.
Yes, it does. You forget all about it. So back to the eggnog in January. But
so all kidding aside, everybody's stuff happens. You know, you have to grieve. Yeah, there are all kinds of stuff that happens. You need to get through it. And, you know, I'm not making little of, there's life events. Some of them are tragic. Sometimes it'll take a year. It might take a year to go through some stuff, but you have to plan to come out the other side, or you're wallow in it forever and then nothing gets done.
I have to add one more thing. It's just like being on a diet, nothing anyone can say is going to change it, good or bad. It has to come from you. This is one thing I know to be true. No matter what you say, if you say, Jill, I've cleared, 1 week a month for you on your calendar. I've cleared this. If you tried to set me up like that, I bought you a new computer. I gave you this little workspace, whatever
like
it is.
Rewards?
No, if you tried to help me.
Oh, okay.
So my point on this is no matter what anybody else around you, they do is not going to affect you positively or negatively. It has to come from you. So do you understand what I'm saying? It's like I always think of a diet. No matter how much anytime anyone nags you or they buy you a gift certificate to 24 whatever fitness, they hand you books, they promise you a new wardrobe, whatever it is, to try to motivate you and get you excited and drive you to the dietitian. Doesn't matter. None of it's going to matter. It has to come from you. So all of this, like you're talking about, it's got to come from you, and you can do it.
Whenever I've just casted something aside like that and then wallowed in it for an extended period of time, the root of why I'm doing that is because in the very deep-seated part of the root is fear of failure.
I agree.
So there's not too many things like that in my life right now. In fact, there's probably zero. I can happily report. Which is why next year, my tolerance... You think my tolerance is low now?
I'm going to share what we have. We have lovingly pre-titled 2020 for us.
We have together.
2020 is the year of no BS. We don't.
All fronts.
We don't. Like, you know us. You listen to us on this show. None of what we say is BS. Good, bad, or otherwise. We're going to tell you like it is. But we have allowed people to use us a little bit and done some things. And
it's the same pattern, too.
Uh-huh. And no BS. We're gonna stand up and really fight for what's right.
It's the same pathological pattern.
Yeah.
They attempt to get close to us, offer some stuff that that can help, or they perceive it that way. They do help in the beginning, and then we start down it climaxes, And then we start into this disastrous, fiery ball path
Yeah.
of tragedy.
Like, what happened? I thought they were going to help with
We were
that.
going to do this great thing together. What
Yeah.
happened? Well, turns out I have pathological mental illness, and I have a deep-seated jealousy for you and Jill and your relationship and how well you guys are helping all these people, and I'm jealous as hell, and I really want my piece of it.
Yeah.
And I want to burn it down in my little way.
Yeah.
Whether it's through draining our customer service or asking for all kinds of discounts or taking advantage of deal funding in a vindictive, pathological way. Those are just a few examples. Why? Why would you want to burn something down that's so good?
I know. So to end on something positive, if I can, that's not the majority. You know what? The majority of our group is wonderful. We appreciate
Oh my gosh,
you.
99.999%.
And that is why we are here.
Yeah.
And we want to help
We're
you
not going anywhere.
and support you. And we're locking it up to 500. And you know what? That 500, you'll know that 500 is a good group, because if they're not good, they'll be gone tomorrow.
That's it. And then a spot opens up, and
we'll get someone else
We get
good.
somebody else who cares.
Exactly.
That's the magic to this 500 part of it, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Happy you could join us today. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find us right here on the Land Academy Show. Tuesdays and Thursdays, zip on over and get us next door at the House Academy Show.
Next week, join us on the Land Academy Show for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Busy week. Hope everybody
Yeah.
had a good Christmas and a good holiday time.
There's 4 days left.
I'm
in
getting
this
ready
year.
for New Year's. I'm going to go on record to saying, if you are listening and you're new to Land Academy, I am really close to locking this membership up. And there's a special out there right now that if you go to Land Academy, go to our site, you'll find it. It rocks.
We call it the no year of BS, 2020. Wherever you are in your career, if you're brand new, you should say, you know what? I want to do 10 great deals this year. Or label it 2020 and get there. Whether it's, I got a new job and I don't care, I'm still going to do 10 deals a year or whatever it is. Make sure you hit that milestone.
Or $3,000 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
Give yourself any kind of a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll talk more about that next week, I'm sure.
Yep.
The Land Academy Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listener. So wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.